This section might seem like deja vu. Page setup. We've talked about this in previous units. We've looked at this. I want to bring it back and we're going to take a look at it in a little bit more depth. So it might seem like deja vu. Anyhow, let's start by taking a look at how we even get to this area. Here I am on the Home tab. All of these page setup options can be found in our Page Layout tab. And right here is this ribbon area called Page Setup. Within Page Setup, you're going to find margins, orientation, size, print area, breaks, all this stuff. We're going to take a look at some of this in another video in this unit. First, let's take a look at our margins. When I click on this, I'm going to be given some basic options here. I'm going to be given normal, I'm going to be given wide, and we have narrow. Notice my orientation is different. I'm on landscape. So let me switch to portrait and we'll take a look at these margins. So you can see there's a little bit of difference on how it looks, how it's laid out. The margins are basically the white space around the paper. It just gives it a cleaner look. And you can have it as a normal setting, you can have it a wide setting, narrow, and of course you can customize how you want your margins. So that again is just pretty much basic stuff. That's where you play with your margins. Some of the other areas, and you saw me do this a second ago, is orientation. When you click on orientation, you can turn the paper printout, how you're going to print this out, either to portrait, which is your typical printout things. When you print out from Word, it's usually in portrait. It's that standard tall versus wide. And then landscape, it kind of sets it on its side, so it's wider than it is taller. Next to it is size. You can specify the size of a paper that you're going to print it out to. And notice from our perspective within the workbook, you really don't see a difference. That's because a workbook is the workbook. It's a separate entity. And when you start looking at printing it out, that's when you start taking a look at the actual printout, what it will look like in that way.